That thing that happens sometimes happened again. I got a bit bored of my creative mission. I truly love to paint on canvases and have always loved it since I was young. But there's something missing when I do this. Painting on canvases seems to put a little DeVille voice in my head. It makes me think that I should be doing something in order to get the attention of others. It makes me think that I need to use all the colors and not just the blue, green, violet spectrum, which I can never seem to get out of. It makes me think that I must use certain tools and mediums in certain orders to do what another artist has done and get the same result. This voice can be terribly annoying and wretched, honestly. It is practically useless. Why should we create for anyone but ourselves? If something seems too loud, too bold, too unusual, or even too soft, too plain, and too simple, why should we change it all of a sudden? This goes for our outward expression of ourselves too, by the way, but that's a whole other story. I admire many artists on and off social media. There have been clients that have kept in contact with me simply because they got a piece from me years ago and they're simply waiting for another one that connects with them. Basically, they're my kind of people, kindred spirits. I much prefer these individuals, people who care more about the connection to a piece than the appearance and what others might think. People that want a piece that matches their personality more than a trendy aesthetic. This led me to an idea, something that I neglected for years because I was too busy saving my paints and brushes for a good painting. I decided it was high time to upcycle my personal items. I did this with two goals in mind. First is that I want to eventually give items a new purpose besides their original use. Of course, if it's a box, like the one I painted in this video, it could be used to store items, but perhaps someone wants to use it to plant seedlings before transferring them to their garden. Basically, the items would not be given a purposeful name, as the purpose is entirely up to the user. Second, it's a way of recycling and giving an item an enhanced look. For example, my typewriter, which I bought for all of $10, was a ratty old thing. It was missing some pieces, needed ink, the belt needed tightening, and the letters needed adjusting. It was a lot of work, and I got to work fixing it up, and it became entirely practical. But still, it looked kind of sad to me. I thought to myself, if I was 9 years old, painting this thing would have been the first thing I did. It makes the item feel like it really belongs to me. Eventually, I will do the same for my guitar and its case, but I've been practicing on smaller items first. When I first saved up for my guitar, my dad insisted I buy a brown wooden looking guitar simply so that the value of the guitar would still be high when I sell it. I was confused at this thought. I never thought of wanting to sell something as soon as I buy it. I mean, what is the point then? The item is played but never owned and loved. I mean, have you ever seen a dog's plush toy in perfect condition? Or a child's blankie without rips, tears, and funky seams? Thankfully, I never told him that I intended to design it sometime down the road, and honestly, I think that would have cracked him. And Dad, if you are watching, guess what I learned? People will purchase anything if it connects to them. And I mean anything. I've seen items at markets and thought them entirely hideous without saying anything, of course. And every time the thought of, who would even want that, creeps in, another customer enters the booth with glee, exclaiming, "Oh my gosh, look what I found! Isn't it gorgeous?" They'd continue on explaining that this thing reminds them of this time in their life and that they must have it regardless of the price. People will pay for something that connects to them. But more importantly, I love it when an item feels like it's mine and looks that way too. Even though this project is simply to have some examples of my mural and artistic techniques and style, it's also a way for me to enjoy my day to day, creating new looks for items I really love. And you all already know I'm a huge advocate for letting your inner child fly. So be free. Find something that means a lot to you, and it may be old, but give it a you look. Make your own statement piece and admire it every once in a while. It's all yours after all. Yours truly,